this comes with Windows 10 Home. What the? Come on, let's get rid of that Windows Home. Let's get some Windows Pro. Copy and paste my code from the description. You can also get Office 2019. Just paste my code. Woof. It's Windows Pro time. Righto, tell you there, champs. If you guys are new around here, come on, sub up, join the woo train, hit that bell, ding-a-ling-a-dong, and give me a like if you like this video. Now, let's find out how this Surface Pro 7 games with the latest 10th generation i5 in this one. You can also get the i7 as well. i7 Ice Lake CPUs with much better graphics. It's a bit of a game changer because you're getting double the performance in terms of graphics compared to the old Intel HD. You also get USB-C, which you can connect to a monitor as well. So that's awesome. It's not Thunderbolt 3. I wish it was. Imagine you could turbocharge this thing and it'll be amazing, but you can't. I just don't think Microsoft are ever going to put Thunderbolt on any of their devices, to be perfectly honest. This is the i5, and what's great about the i5 is it's fanless. In fact, all I can hear is the ringing in my ears from testing all those gaming laptops. Fact. Now, if I said to you that this is one of my favorite gaming devices, you'll be thinking you have lost a chromosome. You're concussed, you're definitely drunk, you don't know what you're talking about. But it is. It's one of my favorite gaming devices because it has a beautiful display. Awesome 3x2 display. The games look amazing on it. the right sort of games. I'll get to that in a sec. It has front firing speakers, so you get a nice audio experience. And again, it's fanless. And I love playing Civilization and Football Manager on this. And they're my sort of go-to games. So if you're going to be playing like Asphalt or, casual sort of games, this thing is amazing for those sort of games. I mean, Civilization, I can actually use the touch and do the old touchy, like the good old days. And all done in silence. And the heat and noise, forget about it. There is no heat or noise to worry about. It doesn't overheat at all. It gets a little bit warm at the top of the back. Yeah, it's got one sort of strange quirk that, sometimes if you're playing a game like I was playing Civ and I was touching the screen, it's a bit warm, the screen, but nothing to be concerned about. Now, let's see how it plays AAA titles, because that's what you want to know. Can you play AAA titles on this? Now, I will say this is memory restricted because it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. If you have 16 gigs, you're going to have more RAM to play with. You're going to get better performance because some of the games I was playing, it was using like 7.5, pretty much the whole amount of RAM on this system. And that was like GTA 5, Witcher, stuff like that, because they do use a lot of memory. Now, this isn't really for playing those sort of games, and you still get a fun gaming experience. All right, the games don't look amazing. The graphics aren't the best. You're playing GTA 5, you're at 720 or Witcher 720. The good news is like Counter-Strike, Fortnite, you'll be able to play at 1080p. You had no chance of doing that on the last Surface. And even though, say, GTA 5, the graphics aren't amazing, you still get the fun of playing the game. You're out and about, you got this mobile, thin and light package, you do all your work that doesn't weigh you down, ultra portable, and you're at an airport, you're at school, you're somewhere, and you just want to play a few games. You just want to go around and run people over in GTA 5, whatever you want to do, you can do it. And one of my favourite devices for playing the more casual games. So 10th generation Ice Lake CPUs, they're really good, and this does translate into content creation as well, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to show you some live gameplay now playing GTA 5 and Fortnite. Now, something to note is if you get the i7, it's not going to be fanless and you will get better performance. If you got the i7 and 16 gigs, just check out my XPS 13 2-in-1. Yeah, you can do some okay gaming with it. So even the AAA titles, and it will be faster than the i5, and even them just 16 gigs over 8 gigs with some games. If you're more casual sort of games, it doesn't matter. With Fortnite, doesn't matter. Counter-Strike doesn't matter, but GTA 5, it was sort of an issue, that 8 gigs. So some things to bear in mind. Check out my gameplay. Woof. Righto, let's do some gaming. We are playing GTA 5, and what resolution we playing at? 1280 by 720, 60 hertz. And if we have a look down here at some of the settings. Ooh, hello. Let's have a look at some of those settings. It's just all on normal, basically normal, and so let's play. 720p, normal settings, GTA 5. Ooh, let's do it, and look at that. Ooh, hello. We're getting 60 FPS.
That's no way to treat a lady.
Alright, so let's game. And sorry for the clicky of my controller here. Yeah, you can see I'm getting 40 frames per second. Now this is in the capture card, so I will say, what's going on here? Run. I will say, when you're playing the screen, sometimes it can be faster. So this is straight into the capture card via USB-C actually. So the USB-C does work for, you know, power, and it also works for video out. So this is straight into a capture card. So basically it's through the USB-C into a HDMI adapter, and we're going straight into my capture card, which is on another computer. Boom! And this is it, right? 720p, lowish settings. I'm having fun, right? 40 frames per second, perfectly playable. We're getting up to 56 frames per second now, and yeah, fine. It's fun. Look, 60 FPS. Yes. Look, it's awesome. You know, what do you expect from an Ultra? This is RAM limited. I want you to look at that RAM usage there, right? You know for a fact that if I had more RAM, I'd be getting more FPS. I can guarantee you that. That's a bit violent, isn't it? I shouldn't do this. I'll be getting more FPS, because once you're using 7 gigs RAM, you've got to remember that the GPU and the CPU, they share the same RAM. So, you know, there's going to be whatever allocated to the GPU, and then the system memory, and just 8 gigabytes is not enough for RAM if you want to game. It's perfectly fine on like lower end games like your Civ, your Football Manager, you know, your Minecraft, or even like Fortnite. It doesn't use that much resolution, like textures and that. Yeah, it'll be fine, but something that's AAA title that uses a lot of memory, you're gonna have to get the 16 gig with the i5. You'll get better performance, and that's what's limiting this a bit, is the actual RAM. And I'll bet you it's right into disk. You can see it's dropped down to 30 frames per second. I guarantee it's right into disk now, and that's what's slowing this down. You know, it's using pretty much every single bit of that memory, and it's memory managing now. So, you know, some of the other titles, it won't have to memory manage that much, but certainly GTA 5, I know Witcher seems to use it. A lot of them will use it, especially if you're going to be changing to 1080p, because this actually can play games at 1080p as well. So, you know, stuff like Fortnite, it'll play 1080p, you know, CSGO, you'll be playing 1080p. So, you know, those sort of games, you know, you won't be up against the memory limit sort of there. So, you know, so you're getting your 30, 40, you know, up to 50 depending. And as I said, I reckon you're getting nearly a 5-10 frame increase if I had 16 gigs in this. Yeah, but the other games you don't need 16 gigs, but some of the games you will. And you're not buying this for gaming, are you? This is just to muck about, just mess around, and oh shivers, I would really have liked to have driven that car. And it's perfectly fine. It's good fun. It's good fun. I like it. Play a bit of Fortnite, and yeah, you'll see that it doesn't run into the memory limits with that. I'll be able to play that at 1080p. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible behaviour. Alright, so let's get into a bit of Fortnite. Alright, so we are playing Fortnite, and this is the resolution, 1080p. The render resolution's at 480. What do we do? We'll put it at 50%. What do you reckon? What's 50%? Close enough to 50%. So 1080p, 50%. We apply that, Elgato goes to sleep, of course. I don't know if this is a Windows thing or an Elgato thing. Alright, so we're playing 1080p, so it's going to be stretched. You've got to remember the resolution is a bit different, you know, because it's 4:3 display and it's not a 16:9. The resolution is different. Let's play. I'm going to fast forward this. Alright, so we are playing Fortnite at 1080p, and you can see it's not using as much RAM, right? And this is 1080p, and GTA 5 is using like 7.5 gigs RAM. This is using 6.6 RAM, 6.6 gigs. So this is 1080p as well. So if I put this down to 720p, we'll be using less RAM and then therefore better performance. So you can see here, I'm getting, nearly 40, 50 frames at 1080p, where I was getting the same sort of frames at 720 with GTA 5. So you got to just bear that in mind. So it's not so memory restrictive, and I will actually put it at 720p in a sec, just so you can see the frames go up if I don't die quick enough. So decent performance. Like, you still get the fun of playing. It's not a gaming machine. I've said it once, say it a million times, but you still get the fun of playing. I haven't even played this map before. I think I've played 2 seconds on this map. What the hell's that chair up there for? Okay, this is cool. Go for a little slide. Look, we're doing over 60 70 FPS. Whoa, hello. That's pretty good, isn't it? Can't complain about that. Totally playable. You can see there the frame time, so some of the frames lag a little bit, but you can't see that. That's just even like you play big gaming machines, they do that sort of thing. But 60 FPS, look at it, 60, 80 FPS, 90 FPS. Obviously that's inside. When you go inside, the FPS does go up. It's still 60 now, so over 60. So you got to be happy with that. And if you want more than 50, 60, this is 1080p, and this is the i5. Remember, the i7, you're going to get even more performance. You've got 16 gigs. I dare say you get more performance again, so perfectly fine for playing this sort of thing. It's over 60 FPS. It's amazing. You got to be happy with that. Integrated graphics, they've come so far. It's double the performance of the old Iris graphics, so it's perfectly fine. It's very playable. I'm very happy to play with it. It's just muck, I'm on a holiday, airport, at school. And the best thing about this actually is it's silent. And I love this. This would be the ultimate gaming machine for me, for playing Civilization, for playing Football Manager and stuff like that. That's going to be epic because you don't hear the fan. You can even play touchy-touchy with the touch screen if you're playing Civilization, even if you're playing Minecraft. No noise. Fanless. Excellent performance for, integrated graphics. These Iris Plus graphics, the Ice Lake is good. Perfectly fine. And what more do you want me to say? Happy with it. You're going to be happy with it, as just a little. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're interested to see if you can game a bit. Hello, yo, wee, sucker. God, this guy can't shoot for crap. Wee, sucker, wee, sucker. Ooh, douche, 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 wee, sucker, wee, sucker, wee, he needs his mate. Come on, how many of you did get me down? There's like 2 or 3. God, they're going to be the worst players in the world. Anyway, still, even in that action, I was still, getting, 60 FPS, so got to be happy with that.